Hello and welcome to Track versus Track. I'm not going to do that. Gang sign. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Matt.
Yes, and we're here to discuss two albums, and I'm kicking myself because I own these. This is the first one in a few episodes where I actually own vinyl copies, original pressings too. You look
Nice.
like you have some remastered versions of them.
I do. This Candy O's on clear vinyl. Very cool.
Oh,
And then this
back to black.
yeah, it's just the standard reissue, but this is a really neat one. This was I think Rhino did like the Rocktober, where they did
Oh, yeah,
color
Rocktober.
variants. I think this is the most recent one, the clear.
So why are we doing Candio and Parallel Lines? I think this was my choice, and I was trying to ask myself this morning, like, why did I pick these two? I had Blondie on the mind because we did Emerson, Lake and Palmer last time, and I was remembering Cuckoo, and I didn't want to do Cuckoo. I've never listened to Cuckoo, but I've been wanting to do Blondie in the Cars for a while. They're two of my favorite bands, I guess. I don't know. There are two bands I like a lot. I don't think I own every Blondie album. I definitely own every Cars album, including Ocacek solo and Brandon Orr's solo albums. But I wouldn't even say Cameos. It's not my favorite, and it's not their best known. Parallel Lines might be. I don't know if it's their best known. It might be my favorite though. I'd have to listen to more of like Auto America and Eat to the Beat and self-titled, of course. Matt, what's your association with these albums?
I own them all the Blondies, all the Cars. I don't own the or the Ocasek solo albums though.
They're
I
pretty
have the Todd
forgettable, honestly.
I have the
Yeah.
Todd Rundgren Cars album though.
Oh,
He actually came to the surf in Clear Lake with the Cars like 15 years ago. I got to see the Cars with Todd Rundgren in it, which is
oh,
really strange,
that's cool.
kind of a weird curio. But yeah, I
Yeah.
to be honest with you, I only really know the hits. I've never really delved deep into any of these albums. I mean, the first Cars album, I like
Mm.
every single song is like a hit. I only actually really knew one song off of Candy O and the Blondie.
Okay.
I only knew the two big songs off of that. So this
Okay.
and one of the great things I love about doing this exercise, and we've probably talked about this before, it's like when you're a kid, you buy an album because you only have enough money to buy an album, right? And you
Yeah.
listen to the hell out of it for like a month, and you become like, I mean, even songs that don't hit you at first, you like the whole album becomes something that you just enjoy and appreciate, and then those become like your favorite albums for life. And since we've been doing this for over 4 years now, off and on, like I see myself going back to that Pretenders album, and I see myself going back to that B-52 album, like just
Mm.
because of this thing that we've done. Like they've now become just like standbys, like that I like to grab when I don't know what to play, and that's why I love doing this exercise because it's like being a kid again and falling in love with an album.
Because you have to listen to it. You have
Right.
no other choice. All right, well, let's get started. Alphabetically, it starts with Blondie. So we'll go with Blondie from Parallel Lines, Hanging on the Telephone. Everyone should know this one, though. I could skip a little bit ahead.
If you don't answer, I'll just bring it on the wall. I know he's there, but I just had to call. We've been hanging on the telephone.
Everyone knows that. Big hit. You knew it before, I assume. Yeah, sure.
No, I
You
didn't.
didn't know Hanging on the Telephone?
I mean, I probably heard it at one point, but the problem with my collection is I've been buying so much and not
Oh,
listening to
yeah, you
music,
have
and
a
that's
lot.
that's why
Yeah.
this is another, such a good thing. I actually start listening to my music. No, I don't think I ever heard that song before. It sounds like it's familiar, but I don't think I knew that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. There was a radio or a rock and roll review show I listened to in the early 2000s, and that was their, like when they went to call-ins, they'd always play that. So maybe I'm confusing it with that. But you don't know what I'm talking about, so it must not have been that well known of a
No, I mean it might have been. I
podcast.
just got lost in the brain over the years.
Now, would this be the Cars track, the lead off, Let's Go?
It sounds like it could be on the first album.
Yeah. That's probably enough. People know that song as well. This is tough, but I am going to go. I need to keep track of my own votes here. I
Actually,
stink at doing this.
would you tally me this time? I don't have a pad.
I can try. I can try. Matt, Jacob. I'm going to go with Let's Go on this one.
Yeah,
I like Hanging by the Telephone a lot, though.
Yeah, Let's Go is, I mean, I put it right up there with the best Cars singles. You know, the Cars have always been like a really single heavy band, and maybe that's due to like radio overexposure, but like I'd put this up like in the top 5 best car singles. And once again, can you tell if it's Ben Orr or if it's Rick Ocacek on vocals? Because their two voices are freaking identical. Do you know who?
I was going to ask you that, and then I was like, I don't want to show my ignorance that I can't. Saying I'm this big Cars fan and I could never tell Ocacek versus Orr. I didn't know there were 2 singers until I got into the vinyl like 5 or 10 years ago, I guess. Because I was like, I love Drive, and then Drive isn't Ocacek. Wait, there's 2 singers? Like that was a whole like brain explosion thing with me because I always associated, mainly because I came up with like Weezer and Ocacek produced that Blue album, and I was like, Ocacek is the Cars, and I'm like, oh, there's a whole other guy who sang my favorite Cars song. So
take a guess. Maybe
I think this is Ocacek though, but I should have it open. It's not. It's Orr.
No, it's Orr. And I can't tell either. And the only reason why I know Jacob is because I purposefully put a tab on my browser right now for who sings lead, because I don't know. I can't tell the difference between their voices. It's uncanny. They are the same person. I swear to God.
That'll be a fun game to play, and I will suck at it because I did not look it up, and I meant to.
All right, fun. Yeah, this will be a fun little side game.
Let's keep going, and I'm pretty sure I will suck. This is probably the Blondie track you knew from Parallel Lines. It's One Way or Another. Everyone knows this, more so than Hanging on the Telephone, turns out. I don't think I need to play much more than that. All right, and it's going up against Since I Held You from Candy-O. I might have to jump around a bit.
Love this song. It's very atypical. The Cars, it's so synthesizer. It sounds like dangling pop.
Yeah, it's a track I like. I should probably find the chorus to give people more of a taste.
Love that call response there. That's awesome. Awesome chorus.
So that's probably both vocals.
It is. It is. The main the would be
is or the lead singer of this one. Oh, I wonder if they ping pong. I was like, so this is Ocacek.
On the verses, yeah. And then on the chorus, they're both there, and they do like the call and response thing.
This is tough because I really do like the Cars track there. And the Blondie track, One Way or Another, is one of those songs you just get sick of because it's played so much. But I try to listen with fresh ears. But I don't know if it's ever been a Blondie track I've liked, honestly. So I am actually going to go with Since I Held You again. So that's 2 for me for the Cars.
Yeah, that's the debate about this exercise. Like, if you're burnt out, is it the song's fault, or is it because you've heard it so many times because you liked it a lot and you wanted to listen to it over and over again? I actually do like the hit. I'm going to go with Blondie. I think it's close.
I'm glad you are doing that because, I mean, there are other singles, and there's one single on here. Well, I'll see what it goes up against with the Cars. And actually, there's one extra track. Can we just get rid of the cover from Blondie? That's what I was going to suggest. Okay. All right. Picture this. I'm going to have to jump around a bit on this one because people might not know this one.
girl group from the early 60s, the Who in the Eye and the I just love
Sorry,
it.
what?
I said that song is very much like a late 50s, early 60s, like girl group type of song with the oohing and the eyeing in the background. And that's one of the things I love about Parallel Lines. And like I haven't explored other than the hits, the other Blondie albums, and I would assume they're the similar formula. But I love how you got these new wavy, punky songs, and then mixed with like this like throwback early 60s type of chord progressions and that real sweet, beautiful voice by Debbie Harry. I
I was
love
gonna say maybe it's just the fact that we're forcing ourselves to listen to both of these albums, but they
yeah.
both have like a foot in the past and a foot in the
Yep.
future. Looking at the album of Candio, that's very much a 50s style pinup. And this one, multiple tracks of the Blondie album, like harken back to like the Ronettes or whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Name your 50s girl group. I don't know if the Ronettes is the
Oh,
appropriate one. But it is up against it's all I can do. Need to get to the chorus here.
That synthesizer in the back is very similar to that synthesizer in the background is very similar to Just What I Needed.
I was gonna say you're the keyboard guy, so that's why I was wondering if you're gonna be leaning more cars throughout because of what they do. The little, I'm guessing it's a little wheelie thing or something. Growing up, we had a synthesizer and had like a little thing
Pitch
where we
bender.
could just take any note and go.
Yeah,
And I think
bend the
about that
pitch.
every time I listen to this or just what I needed. Um, Gosh, you go first this time.
Sure. For me, it's the Cars on this one. I said I only knew one song. I think I did know this one though, but I didn't hear it a lot like growing up. But the chorus, it's all I can do. Like that seemed somewhat familiar to me.
That or it just sounds like a lot of other car
Yeah,
songs.
yeah, that's true.
Um,
I like it a lot though, and I like the Blondie tune too. But this is Cars for me.
I was on the fence because I haven't. I am also going to have to pick the Cars one. I don't want it to be a smoke out for me that I'm just going to be picking the Cars, and I don't think it's going to happen. But like I said, I do like that. It sounds like just what I needed. It sounds like what you want from the Cars. It's a pretty Blondie track though. Um, Speaking
Yeah.
of pretty Blondie tracks,
Hey,
Fade Away and Radiate is like a 4 minute song. I'll probably have to jump around a little bit, but it doesn't really have a hook so much. It's a very pretty track. Oh, what were you gonna say?
before you do it though, who was the singer on?
Oh, shoot. I'm gonna guess that's Orr. Yeah. Okay. Because I think Orr is a better singer.
I think so. Maybe a little bit. His voice is a little less quirky.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's only one of three I've gotten so far. Okay.
Fade away.
The goth track.
It is very gothy.
Ooh, baby, watchful
But
mind
also kind of an ooh baby has like that torch,
vibrates
you know?
soft
Yeah.
in brainwave time. Silver pictures, dusty frames that still arrive. Dying
Minor to major. That's a weird progression right there.
All right. Double Life is the next track on Candio. You almost expect to go down, 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 down.
So you know who's singing this one, right?
Ocacek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let the good times roll. He's got
Yeah.
a little bit more of that little lilt to his voice.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going Blondie on this one. Neither of these are really most memorable tracks, but the fact that it's a little goth track thrown into otherwise, kind of throw new wavy stuff, um, gives it to me, and it's a nice track. I never think about either of these like when they're playing. Like it just kicks into the next thing. Well, I think
Yeah.
we
I
have an
think
interesting one coming up too.
I think they're
Uh,
middle of the road tracks. I think maybe I put them a little higher than you would, but I'm going to go with Blondie as well. Blondie at the
I'm
end of
actually gonna
the
we're
end of the
gonna do
Blondie track. The end of the
we're
Blondie
gonna
track
do
gets into this weird reggae thing too. Just like the last 30 seconds, it's kind of cool.
oh yeah, maybe I should just go to that just so people know what you're talking about. Tide is high type stuff. Um, we're gonna do the next track on Candio, which is a minute 38 track called Shooby Doo. This would be what I would have voted to vote if the Cars had one track more than Parallel Lines. This is the one I would have voted to get rid of, but because it's very noisy, minute and a half. But we're gonna go to the end. It's kind of cool. Then it goes into Candio, sneak preview. So it's one of those build up to the next track songs. It would have to be a pretty bad Blondie track for me to pick that one. But let's listen to Pretty Baby and see if it is.
Stars live in the evening, but the very young need the sun. Pretty baby, you look so heavenly, a neon nebula.
Yep, back to that throwback sound we were talking about. It's an easy one for me. It
Me
probably
too.
would have won against the previous track. Like either, well, I don't know about Candio, but yeah, I'm assuming the same for you.
Same for me.
Great track, one of my top half of the album for me. If I were
Same.
to rank them all. Well, let's go to Candio's title track, Candio. Very
CBGB.
all right. I know, but I don't know from Blondie,
Hey, you know,
which is track 6.
I don't know. But I won't get. I lose, but I don't bet. I'm your dog, but not your pet.
Punky. It kind of reminds me of the Stooges track almost. Yeah, this is a tough one. I like Candio more. I do. Just, it's tough. This is the toughest one we've had so far.
Yeah. Did I do something weird to my screen? Did something change?
No, I still see you.
All right, cool. Yeah, this one is tough. They're both good. They're both very new wavy for sure. I'll go Candio as well.
Okay. 11:59 on Parallel Lines is track 7. Wanted to do that part.
They can last another million years. Today could be the end of me. It's 11:59, and I want to stay alive, pumping like a fugitive.
Good song. Good song. From the Cars, we have Night Spots. Jump it a little bit.
You were the dancing
saying Candio is sung by Horseshoe. Okay. I think Candio and Night Spots were both sung by Orr.
Candio is sung by Orr, but Night Spots is Ocacek.
Shooby Doo, do they have that one is
It says Ocacek. Yeah,
okay,
I mean,
because it leads into
yeah.
Candio. That's an easy one for me. 11:59 by Blondie.
That's my favorite song on this album. That's my favorite discovery from actually both albums. That little solo, that organ solo in the middle of that song. Oh my God. So cool.
Yeah, that's Deacon. That's my all right. Yeah.
Love it.
Gosh, this is a good one. Will Anything Happen from Parallel Lines?
I said you would make it.
Ratty and
I know what I
snotty.
said and I meant it.
I want to get the chorus because I like the chorus quite a bit.
Will it come true? Will anything happen? Will it come true? Will anything happen? Will I see you again?
Yeah, great track. Goes on against You Can't Hold On Too Long by the Cars.
Looking for kicks, there's nothing around. You can't hold on too long, it's alright. You can't hold on too long, it's alright. You can't hold on too long, it's alright.
Track I do like, but I really like Will Anything Happen.
Yep, same.
I
That's
think we're gonna have quite a sweep here at the end. I have a feeling because there's some great tracks here, including Sunday Girl from Blondie.
I know a girl from a lonely street.
60s sunshine pop.
Yeah.
Dry your eyes, Sunday girl. Hey, I saw your guy with a different girl. Looks like he's in another world. Running hard, Sunday girl.
Yeah. Good throwback. Though this is one of my favorite from Candio, it's Lust for Kicks. I want to get to the
Waiter, she's reading one.
Ocacek, right? Yeah.
He gets around to it later. She filled the scoop.
I want to get to the end here.
They're crazy about each other, and they blame it all on the lust for kicks. They blame it all on the lust for kicks. They blame it all on the lust for kicks.
Kind of reminds me of Costello at the
Yes,
chorus,
absolutely.
but it's Sunday Girl for me.
Same.
Okay. All right. This is another one I assumed you knew. Heart of Glass by Blondie.
This is their disco song, Four on the Floor with that bass drum.
Love, and it was a gas. Soon turned out, had a heart of glass.
They move over from CBGB to Studio 54 on this song.
Don't you mistrust, love's gone behind.
You're not wrong. Yeah. Definitely, yeah, again, jumping genres. Got a Lot of My Head is the Candio track.
This is very Elvis Costello.
Must have been
That-
you. I got a lot on my head. Can't forget about you.
Good track. Like that track. This is getting back to the are we sick of the song or not? I think if I were to hear Heart of Glass like for the first time, I would like it a lot more than Got a Lot of My Head. So I am going to put, fatigue out of the way. It is an orally interesting track. It has to be Heart of Glass. It's an all-timer. I'm not as sick of it as I am one way or another either. So where are you going, Matt?
Well, believe it or not, I've never been a huge Heart of Glass fan.
Okay.
I think it starts off with that percussion sample at the beginning, that like clave and Latin thing, and just that Four on the Floor, boom, 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 disco beat that goes through the whole.
Yeah.
I like the
I
bridge.
can see it. That's a little more. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cars tune.
And it was a
I
gas.
love that Cars
Soon
tune.
turned out,
It is a
Got a
good
lot
Cars
of-
track.
So I'm gonna go Cars, believe it or not.
Well, more power to you. I like the Cars track a lot, so I can't hold it against you. This is what we're skipping. It is a Buddy Holly cover. I'm Gonna Love You Too. A great cover. This is a great party record, I think. I mean, it has a few slow tracks that, I'd want to skip,
kiss
but
me and you're gonna say yeah. Kiss me and you're gonna say yeah. Love me 'cause I'm gonna love you too.
we're skipping that one. These are the last tracks of both albums. Just to break it up, let's do Dangerous Type from Candio.
Hey, you dirty and sweet. Sounds like T-Rex.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Bang a gong. Yeah.
Can I touch you? Are you out of touch? I guess I never noticed that much. You ring your mother, I'm live on your wire. Ooh, come and take me, whoever you are. She's a lot like you, the dangerous type. She's a lot like you.
There's another one where, and I'll jump to the ending because I remember it being kind of memorable too. Where it's like, do I know this song or does it sound like a lot of other Cars tracks?
Come on and hold me tight.
Maybe it does. Maybe it does just fade out. Yeah, it just fades out. Never mind what I said about it being an interesting ending. Just Go Away is the last track of Blondie. Gonna love Blondie.
Don't you know? Don't wanna see you anymore. Put up a shutter. Ooh, you spell you read Dior. Got a big mouth. Patience, boy, don't be cruel. Don't have. I had to get away. Don't go way back. Don't go free back. Don't go be back. Don't go way back. Just go away.
That call and response part, honestly, I had to look up to make sure it wasn't the Muppets. It sounds so Muppety. And I knew Debbie Harry had hosted the Muppet Show. So I looked it up and that she did Heart of, no, she did Call Me and I don't know what the other one. I don't know what the other track she did. I looked it up. It doesn't matter. She didn't do this one on the Muppet Show. Um, but I like it. It's gonna be my pick.
I'm gonna go with the Cars,
Mm.
Dangerous Type.
Good song.
Yeah, I like it. I think the Cars side two just struggles to get going for me, but it ends so strong. Those last two tracks are two of my favorites.
All right, it was a squeaker. Blondie just squeaking out one extra track from Matt, and with me two. So considering this is one of the iconic Blondie albums, and maybe a forgotten one besides the album art for the Cars, it surprised to me that it wasn't a total blowout. Matt, any final thoughts?
I mean, I think I went into this thinking I would like the Cars album better, so I was surprised that Blondie won for me. And
Mm.
I mean, I think this is probably the definitive Blondie album because of those just two huge singles. Well, I guess and hanging on the telephone, but yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed listening to this. This was a good exercise. They're both A albums for me. I'd give them both at least a 9 out of 10.
Definite recommends from me as well. All right, we will see you next time. I think we're going to talk off mic what we're going to do next, but I have an itching to get back to some old friends. So with that said, we'll see you later.